Alistair, talk about tonight. I mean, how difficult of an assignment was it really for you? I mean, you know everything that was going on with Walt. You had a lot of respect for him. And then you got to go be the bad guy on the night that he's trying to have this, amazing moment in his life. How difficult is that to come in a night like that?
Well, for me, it was not difficult at all because it's a sport, it's a job. Of course, Walt has been through personal tragedy, which is awful. But it's a sport. I see it as a sport. It's a game, right? It's a way of making a living. So Walt is a cool guy. Don't get me wrong. We'll probably train together. We were kind of friends before a little bit. But I just see it as professional, nothing personal. Certainly.
He caught you early. You've been doing this for a long time. How in trouble were you there? Was it worse than it looked, or was it trouble for a second?
Well, it was definitely trouble because I got dropped. That's number one. Number two, I got cut, right? And, you have a man who's 275 standing over on top of you trying to finish you. So definitely we were in trouble. He's very athletic, right? Very fast, very powerful. So we were in trouble for a little bit. Fortunate I was able to reverse the situation and get the finish on Walt.
Yeah, saw a lot of compliments for your chin. People say, "Oh, look, Alistair can take a shot." Maybe that was a question at times. I know that's kind of a backhanded compliment because you have to get punched to do it, right? But do you feel like you show something like, "Hey, I can still, I can still take shots at this level"?
For adversity, right? That's how you show it. I think it worked out well tonight.
I know you said it's just a sport, just a game that we play, but it looked like you were being very meticulous with your finish. Did that factor in at all, like your respect for him and your understanding for him and maybe not trying to be as violent as you could be in finishing it, but being a little more meticulous?
No, again, when I fight, I put the emotions away. The friendship or the personal tragedy, it's a sport. It's a way of living. And we both love what we do, right? So I just tried to approach the sport aspect.
Sure.
It's not personal to me.
You had some words for him afterwards. Can you share at all what you shared with him?
Well, my heart went out for him for the situation, but also we were kind of talking before, hey, let's train together. We were doing the PR tour. Very cool guy, works hard, trains hard. So just reassuring him, let's train together, let's get better, right? Let's make each other better.
Nice. And last thing for me, obviously still a big star in the sport. What is it you want to accomplish? What do you see? I'm sure you want to take some time, celebrate your birthday, that sort of thing. But what's next for you? What do you want to accomplish this year?
Well, we're still hunting for the title, right? And I would say also I'm in the last phase of my career, right? So those two things are a little bit on my mind. Finish up the career and one more run at the title.
Alistair, in front right here. You've obviously fought in all over the world, but have you ever experienced something like fighting in an empty arena?
Never. And strange enough, I was fired up about it, right? I've had, this was fight number 92. It kind of reminded me of my earlier fights, right? And I have to go all the way back to 97 when there's like 200 or 300 people in the audience. This was a little bit different though. And I don't know, it motivated me, It's during a pandemic, first time. So to me, it was very interesting tonight. No audience. Still you got tension, still you got the nerves, right? Going through you, fight day. I don't know, but it was different. It was cool. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
And then when he did have you in trouble, you notably hit that switch to get back to your feet. You've also made it known you enjoyed training with Curtis Blaze, and that move is very high level in collegiate wrestling and amateur wrestling. Is that something he worked on with you for this fight?
Well, Curtis is, I would say, the best sparring partner I've had. He's what is his rank, 3 or 4, and he pushes me. He pushes me to become a better fighter. I think I do the same to him. So we have a great chemistry also with the coaches, with the rest of the team. And, Curtis is tough. He's 265, 275. Sometimes he's 255, but you got to be creative. You got to figure it out. So, yeah, I don't know. He pushed me to become better, and he's instrumental to me.
And then you talked about you're still hunting for the title. A few of your fellow heavyweights that won this week, like Ben Rothwell and Andrei Arlovsky, they were basically pleading for Stipe to become active again, but Stipe is adamant that he can't train, and he's being a first responder to this pandemic, so he's waiting to figure out a date for that rubber match with Daniel Cormier. So what do you make of the state of the title right now, given all of these older fighters are saying they don't have much time to chase that title anymore?
Well, not much, right? Stipe is his own man. He makes his own decisions. You can't go around and say he's scared or whatever. I think that's nonsense. He's tough. He's proven it over and over again. And yeah, I don't really have much to say about him.
Thank you.
Hear me?
We have you now, James.
Oh, perfect. Sorry about that. My apologies, Alistair. I was just asking you in that first round when Walt had you down. How much were you in danger? In that first round.
I would say big danger, right? You have a 275-pound man who just scored a knockdown, and he's there to finish you. So the danger was real. But I don't know. Stay calm. Fight through it. I was still there. So it was not, for me, there was a big danger, but I was kind of still in the fight, right?
When you were able to come back from that, how much did your confidence level going up, knowing that he exerted so much energy trying to finish you, and you were able to survive?
Well, I think also his weight, right? He was 265, 275. And you're fighting 5 rounds. That's too much.
Absolutely. And you get the finish, really great win there. Do you have an idea of what's next as far as when you want to fight again and everything else? Because obviously this was a big win tonight.
Well, what's next is some time off, because we've kind of had an extra long camp, right? 5 weeks extra. So that makes it 10 weeks I was in camp. So we're going to have some time off, enjoy my 40th birthday. Yes, yippee. And then, I don't know, fight against September, October. Not too long a layoff. I think September, October will be nice.
Do you plan on staying in the United States or going back to the Netherlands? Because I know Curtis has his fight. It sounds like it's going to happen in June against Volkov.
That's June, right? June 21 or 23.
Yeah.
We'll go back to the Netherlands a little bit because I have to recharge my battery. I want to see my girls. Obviously missed them the last 5 weeks. But, yeah, I don't know. We're going to have to look at the schedules and then be back in camp.
Congratulations on the win, Alistair. Thanks for the time.
Next, we'll go to Gabriel Gonzalez with Cage Side Press.
Congratulations, Alistair, and happy birthday. Alistair, I think a lot of people, when we saw you go down, there's obviously that talk about, can he take the damage? Can he take the punches? Do you feel that it's unfair, especially after a performance like this, that people question your ability to take a shot?
I don't know, right? Some people say I can take a shot. Some people can't. I don't know. I don't really pay attention too much to what other people say. I'm just focused on what I need to do. I focus on my team.
Alistair, this was a great example, in my opinion. You've had several great comebacks. I know a lot of people like to highlight the losses, but you've come back and you've continued to take on elite level competition. What's the key to rebounding from those moments? Because you came back, after a tough performance, your last one, and you record this great victory. What's the key to just mentally keep going when you have those setbacks?
Well, I don't know. I think obviously you need to take care of your body, right? Your diet, your body. Surround yourself with good people, right? And always get better. Train to get better. Learn new stuff.
You had a very great moment with Walt there after the fight. Can you just discuss a little bit of what you said with him?
So we met brief during PR tour since we were going to fight in last December. Take your time to recover and let's work together, man.
I know you said, it's business, it's a sport and it's a competition. As a father with daughters yourself, can you just talk a little bit about, being his opponent and watching him go through what he did going into this fight?
Well, it's definitely a personal tragedy that he's been through. I think it's really good for him that he got back on the horse, right, and he's competing. you have to continue. You have to just get on with it. And to me, to honor him, I just needed to bring my best version tonight. And to me, it is a sport. It is a competition. It's also a way of living, making a living. So, yeah, just keep going.
Thank you, Alistair. Congratulations.
Next, we'll go to Shaquille Majuri with MMA Mania. Your line is open.
Hey, Alistair, congratulations and happy birthday, sir.
Thank you.
First and foremost, I kind of posed this question to, I think, Walt prior to the fight. So I'd like to ask you, oftentimes, especially with older fighters, you get this chatter about, oh, these guys can't take the damage anymore, et cetera, et cetera. I know Gabriel touched on it a bit, but I think that's kind of an unfair assessment of guys like you and Andrei Arlovsky who've put on really good performances as of late. What do you think is the biggest misconception that people in general have about the heavyweight division?
I don't know. You're asking me a question. I don't know.
It's okay. Towards the end there, it seemed like you were kind of, I don't want to say like taking the power off your shots, but you were being very deliberate about the shots you took. Was that you preserving your gas tank, or was it perhaps something like Teixeira versus Smith where you saw the end coming and you were kind of waiting on the referee?
Yeah, a little bit, taking the gas off because you don't want to gas yourself out. It's 5 rounds, right? We're in round number 2. So you don't want to do too much, but also he couldn't get out. So, you're just touching him up, waiting for the ref to come in.
And last thing from me here, you've been competing in MMA for more than 20 years. Now, I'm sure, you said you do this because you love it and you're motivated to do it. So I'm sure the motivation hasn't changed. But when it comes to all the aspects of the fight game, the business side, the training, the competing, what's the biggest difference between the Alistair that stands here today and the Alistair that started competing in MMA 21 years ago?
Oh, that's a world of difference. Actually, my first fight was 23 years ago, 97. And I don't know, you grow so much as a person, right? In the gym, outside of the gym. So I would say it's a completely different Alistair when I started. I guess I'm a mature man now, right? And then I was a little boy, 17.
Alistair, thank you so much. Enjoy.